Welcome to Keep Your Hands in Your Skirt podcast with your host, Sabrina Brightstar. Are you a woman who manages her own set point? Use the universal laws of the universe to raise your vibration. Be a woman who can receive more pleasure, more fun, and more joy. Together, let's claim our infinite worth. Keep Your Hands in Your Skirt is a fun way to remind yourself to mind your own business. Zero in on you and your desires. Say goodbye to judgments and people-pleasing. Join Sabrina and be a woman who can receive, create, and actualize everything you desire.
Hello and welcome. Keep your hand in your skirt. Are you keeping your hand in your skirt, minding your own business, managing your vibration, your set point? My name is Sabrina. I am your host, Keep Your Hand in Your Skirt podcast. Today's topic is intuition. Intuition is calling. Please answer or text back. Beginner's Guide to Communicating with Your Angels, Guides, or Multidimensional Self. I wrote this in 2017, and I would actually like to read a little bit of it to you because I think it's really, really good. And so what I want to do today, what I want to share with you today is intuition. Is it real? How can you make it more real? How can you have better ways of connecting or communicating with your guides, angels, multidimensional self, whatever word you want to use? So let's dive in, and I'm going to read to you. I call this chapter Machines Talk. Machines Talk. So this comes from the book Intuition is Calling, and I write, intuition is the direct link to knowing or following a knowing. If you received a call from intuition, would you answer? Many people miss and dismiss calls from intuition. They assume intuition is fake news, unimportant information, or just too subtle to make a difference. What if information is a real life resource center? What if intuition is a field or a space of information here to assist and support you? What if you had access to infinite wisdom? Technology is similar to intuition. We know technology allows us to resource information, gather data, and get answers. Most humans are comfortable with technology, with machines. Computers, laptops, cell phones, they're all human-made machines that allow communication and connection. Today, it is common to see people talking to themselves. Let me explain more clearly. We see people who appear to be talking to themselves. We see a person alone in the car. We see a solo person walking down the street, and their mouth is going, even though they're all by themselves. And we understand that there's probably technology involved. We understand there's probably an earpiece. We understand they are probably communicating with someone because we understand how technology works. But the question I write is, if you were unaware of technology and gadgets, would you assume that person talking to themselves is crazy? A person without awareness of technology might judge someone as nuts, strange, or wacko. Does being unaware of technology make that conversation null and void? Does communication and connection become insignificant because the person observing it does not understand it? What if everyone can resource an invisible field of information? Would you be open to the communication? Would you be open to the possibilities of communication with the unseen? If intuition called, would you answer or text back? Yep, intuition is calling. What do you think about intuition? So you are invited to read this book, as well as you are invited to join. I am doing Intuition is Calling on my Sabrina Brightstar. You can sign up and you can ride along with me as I go through the book of Intuition is Calling. You'll get your own book, and then you'll get home play. You'll get PDF files to help you discover what are your beliefs about intuition. Would you like to improve your relationship, your communication relationship with your angels, guides, or higher self? If so, how can you start to improve it? How can you have better communication? So we'll be going through the book, we'll be doing home play, as well as I'll be sharing stories with you. For those of you listening, most of you know I had my multidimensional awakening. It started in 2010. So I am 13 years in this journey, and I'm at that place now where I am really confident. I am really certain that I know what I know. I am really comfortable with communicating with my multidimensional self, but I have not always had this. I used to be really hungry. Like I used to really, really want. I used to be jealous in a good way. Jealous just means somebody has something that you want that you don't know if it's possible for you. That's Abraham Hicks' definition of jealousy. So I felt jealous of people who could communicate with their inner being or their guides. Speaking of Abraham Hicks, it used to be my goal that I could be an Abraham Hicks and have that direct link with my guides, with my Abraham, with my inner being, and I worked really hard to try to make that happen. So I share with you my story on how I did make it happen and how it showed up completely different than the way I assumed it would show up. And I kept missing and dismissing when my guides, when my intuition, when my multidimensional self was trying to communicate with me. I missed and dismissed so much of it because I thought it was going to show up a certain way. So that's all I was available for. That's all I was looking for. And then when it wouldn't show up that way, I thought I was doing something wrong. Well, humans, we're so like, we're so hard on ourselves, right? We're like, why doesn't it work for me? It works for other people. Why am I having such a struggle? And that's one thing that I am really, really passionate about because of my own story. I know so many people who are so hungry. Like I was so hungry. I know so many people so hungry for a relationship with their inner being or their multidimensional self or their angels or guides. Doesn't matter what word you use, but I know so many people that really, they're so hungry for that and they don't know how to actualize it, and then they get frustrated and then they come up with this conclusion like, it's just not meant to be for me. Like I just don't have this skill set. So I say bullshit to that belief. That's just a belief. It's a limitation belief. It's a fear-based belief, which is fine. I had the belief myself, but that belief is not real. And you can develop the ability, you can develop the skills to have clear communication with all that is, all that you are, your multidimensional self. It is your birthright. If you want connection, it is your birthright. You are designed for it. It's not something you have to work for. It's not something you have to achieve. It is just your birthright. Connecting and knowing that you have the ability to communicate and communicate with all that is your birthright. So if it's something that you're searching for, or you would like more information, or you would just like to challenge some of your beliefs, jump on over to Sabrina Brightstar and go ahead and sign up for Intuition is Calling. Please answer or text back. Have a great afternoon.
Manage your own set point. Use tools to change your vibration. Raise your set point. Thank you for listening to the Keep Your Hands in Your Skirt podcast. Make sure to subscribe and please leave a review. We really appreciate that effort, and we'll catch you in the next episode.